Good evening, it's Wednesday, March 8th, 5:35. It's the monthly meeting of the Urbana Human Relations Commission. Could we please have a roll call?
Stacy Burnett,
Present.
Daniel Larson,
Here.
Peter Resnick,
Here.
Catalina Thomas,
Here.
Lisa Mosley, Samuel Bynum, Francis Rigg Baker, Carol Bradford. Cecilia?
Of course, we do have a quorum.
All right, looking over the agenda for tonight, are there any additions, edits, or corrections? If not, is there a motion to approve?
Aye.
I approve.
You move to approve?
Yes.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same? Thank you. Looking over the minutes from our January 11th, 2017 meeting, are there any additions, edits, corrections that need to be made? If not, is there a motion to approve?
You imagine I actually. Oh, I was here, so. I was here.
A motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same? Thank you. First item up for business is public participation. Seeing none, hearing none, let's go on to some old business. And we have a chance to have a discussion of our letter to the community concerning human and civil rights.
Yes.
That Fran and Cecilia have been working on.
Okay, well, this is a final draft that we worked on. It was about a month or so ago. We thought we had refined it where it actually made the points that Fran was particularly interested in making. So we're just bringing it back to the commission for your comments, basically. What do you guys think?
Did we get a copy?
Did
It
we
was
get-
with your packet.
It got sent
Oh,
out.
did it? Okay. Well, maybe I didn't print it out.
Okay,
If you would like a copy, I can grab you guys copies.
is it,
It'll be back.
okay. You can read over, but I think we did it.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
I read it when it first came out in January
Mm-hmm.
or February, so it's been a while since I read it, but I remember thinking it was good. So
Mhm.
I'd like to reread it quickly.
Okay, so if it was from then, I did read that one.
Okay, and we refined it. Fran wrote the original of it, and then Alex and I did an amendment to it.
Okay.
And so Fran didn't quite think that we had hit all the highlights that she was looking for in it, so this is our third effort.
All right, thank you.
So at least for the purposes of discussion, I'll move that we approve this letter.
Is there a second?
Could we just got the copy? Could you give us?
Yeah, that's why I said,
Oh, okay.
just for, so we can discuss, but just so the motion is on the table.
I like it.
Mhm.
Still need a second to the motion.
I second motion.
All right, discussion, please.
I think this looks perfectly reasonable. It covers every point that we discussed, and I think it's essentially important at this point to reaffirm these values, so I think it's great.
Looks good.
Blanket statement doesn't point fingers.
Mhm.
Any final comments, questions? If not, all those in favor of approval of our letter, please say aye.
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 Opposed, the same?
Okay.
Awesome, thank you.
Great.
So, just so that I'll be clear, this is to be posted on our website?
Do we want to, is there something, do we want to send it to the paper or something like that? Or at least, send a message to the press saying, we've posted this statement on our website or something like that? They can pick it up as they see fit. I don't know, do we have a regular
Well,
outlet for that sort of thing?
now-
We can do a
Natalie-
press release.
Yeah.
We can do a press release.
I think it wouldn't,
Press release.
it would be fine,
Mhm.
yeah.
Looks great.
Alrighty, thank you all. Should we, our next item of business is new business, but we have none. So we can move forward, and Vasilia, if we turn over to you for the staff report, please.
Yes. And the first thing that we have on the agenda is the approval of the EEO workforce stats. Do you all have copies of that? Got it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm using
All
my
right,
phone.
all right. So we have two new applications and some renewals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 renewals. Any questions in terms of the staff recommendations?
So, one quick question. What is our cutoff for, it's too small to be considered? What is our magic number?
That ended in 20?
Was it 20? Because I was wondering, because it looks like MSA may have fallen just below that line. And I'm wondering if we give them the 2-year approval, since they are now at 18. But I don't remember.
Okay. I didn't realize there was a cutoff.
Yeah, we had a number that we had come up with, and I think Dan's right. I think it was 20.
I believe it was
And
20.
below 20, we would consider them too small to really, that the numbers wouldn't be that meaningful, so.
Okay, so do I hear you recommending 2 years rather than 1?
I think so. And then the only other question I would have is, the 6 months on Growmark is highlighted. Is there a particular reason for that?
Is because they seem to be reoccurring with 6 months and have a history of being under the EEO stats being of a concern to the commission, so
Did they provide anything additional this time around?
no. They did not. This is their file. So they did not provide any explanations or anything other than the normal forms that we send to them to fill out.
Where are they at? Where's Grown Mark located?
The last
I mean, what cities?
They're out in Easterville,
Oh, are they? Okay.
yeah.
Mhm.
They're out on University Avenue,
Oh.
Illini FS is what they,
Oh.
Right.
out by
Okay.
where
I know.
the MTD
Mhm.
parking lot is.
Mhm.
We did have a discussion at some point about Bromark and they made some claims about just having trouble getting applicants. Their location, they're on a bus line. They aren't, they're pretty far out, but they're not inaccessible to folks who might be able to get there. Their numbers this time, it looks like they've lost population overall. And did they give us churn numbers?
yeah, they have their workforce breakdown.
But they didn't fill the turnover yet. Separated here. So they've done a bunch of hiring, even though they've done a bunch of separations.
Mhm.
So the choices are we give them another 6 months now and do another review, or we make the claim that we do not believe they are making good faith efforts to resolve the situation.
Right, and that was gonna lead me to my question of, have they shown us their good faith efforts in terms of like their advertisement for positions, et cetera?
No.
Then I would request.
So maybe, yeah, the thing to do this is not approve them yet, request additional information from them about good faith efforts, and if we don't find that they're making good faith efforts, we cannot certify them. It is an option. Declare them out of compliance.
Well,
So, just to knock out the rest of them, I'd like to make a motion to approve the following. Alltech Industries for 1 year, DRE Medical Group for 1 year, MSA Professional Services for 2 years, Carriage Bumper to Bumper for 2 years, and Geocon Professional Services for 6 months. We'll start there.
Is there a second?
A second.
Discussion, further discussion, any questions or
and everything.
clarifications needed?
Nope.
Wait, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same? Thank you.
And then for Growmark, I think we start with asking them to provide some documentation of their good faith efforts. And then next month, if you would sort of give us a summary of that and let us know where you think they're at, that would be helpful.
Okay.
And you don't need a motion for that, do you?
As far as the HRO activity report, the only thing that I have to report this month is that we have begun preliminary work on the 2018 Martin Luther King program. We haven't quite nailed down a location yet. We talked, the committee talked a little bit about direction for the theme, and I think we pretty much agreed that we want to focus on the youth this time out. And so we're beginning preliminary work in terms of identifying those young people in our community that are doing outstanding work in volunteerism, entrepreneurial aspirations. So if you know of any young people I'd appreciate it. You shoot me an email or something, and we can.
What's considered youth, what age? range
Well,
do you-
I just think any from grammar school through high school.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I do know, I think that we have quite a few very impressive young people in our community. And we kind of want to, talk about future dreamers more than the,
That's nice to hear.
Yeah,
I like that.
so.
excellent.
Okay, so that's where we're at. We've only had one meeting, and we're gonna try to meet every month until we get a complete picture of what we're doing in terms of the location for the event, the theme, and identify a key speaker.
So this was the one that was at Parkland?
Yes.
Okay, so you're not gonna have it there?
Parkland has offered preliminarily their theater. And then there would be a second building adjacent to the theater that we would have the reception, but the Parkland staff has to check to make sure that they don't have any rehearsals or anything that would conflict with that. The other location was we're thinking about maybe Hilton Gardens. We got some preliminary paperwork from them. But
Been there in
also,
the past, right?
yes,
It's been
that's
there.
where it was.
A few times.
Yeah, until Parkland.
Came open.
Yeah. And yeah, Parkland was packed this
Yeah.
time. It was a tight fit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think the Parkland Theater was renovated in the last
Yes.
couple of years, so
Mhm.
I don't know how that affects seating, but
Yeah.
I'm sure the facilities are very up to date.
Yeah. So I haven't heard back from the Parkland staff person yet, but, so we always want to try to keep in mind the convenience of parking and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So.
Thank you.
Mhm. So I'll keep you guys abreast of that. The other thing is, there's, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the organization First Followers. Okay, they're like a reentry
Oh,
program. And the staff person, Marlon Mitchell, contacted me and asked me to serve on a steering committee where they want to start talking about workforce development and entrepreneurial types of endeavors for people who are re-entering. So that meeting is this Friday. The first meeting is this Friday at 3 o'clock. So I'll attend, I'll fill it out. I think it's a great idea. The question becomes, is it bigger than a bread box in terms of how do we make it fit? Because it requires partnerships, community partnerships in terms of employers and all of those things. So we'll just see how it goes, but that's a vision that organization has. And they've been around for a while.
Actually, they're having their second anniversary on April 7th.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay. Do you have a location?
It's gonna be at Bethel AME Church, 401 East Park Street.
Okay.
But they've done a lot within their, you would think they've been around for a while, because they've done a lot.
Firstfollowersreentry.com.
Mhm.
Pretty nice website.
Mhm.
Looks like some of our folks from the Band the Box initiative
Yes.
are involved.
Yeah, they've done a lot
Mhm.
within their 2 years
Yep.
span, so.
So this is a new initiative that I think is Marlon's brainchild.
Mhm.
So we'll just go and see what happens.
Interesting.
So that's about all I have.
In the past, we've been getting sort of summaries of contacts about discrimination cases, just to sort of get statistics. Have you gotten any new contacts recently, or are there any cases sort of pending? And maybe could we reinitiate that?
Absolutely.
Get those stats.
Absolutely, makes complete sense. Just during my tenure, since I started in January, there has been about 5 or 6 people, and I'll compile a
Sure.
report of people who have contacted the office. I am going to try to approach these cases in a very formal way in terms of, because our ordinance is very clear on how much time you can invest in it. So I created an intake form, and I request that anybody who wants to pursue a complaint through the City of Urbana completes the intake form. Then I will schedule an appointment and meet with them to discuss the particulars. Of the 4 or 5 people who I have sent the forms to, only one person has actually responded back, and I'll have all of that information. And it's an employment case. It's not housing. It's an employment case. I do have one pending housing matter that the person has until Friday to get the form back. Now, I'm not holding these people, rigidly to, okay, you missed the deadline. But I do think it's helpful for me if we can start framing what happened, okay? And, and help to keep them kind of realistic in what they can expect through the process. Because Urbana's ordinance only allows for compensatory damages. It does not allow for punitive damages. And a lot of times, complainants will come with delusions of grandeur in terms of what possibly they may end up with as it relates to a settlement. So, but absolutely, Peter, I'll start including that report.
Yeah, I think either Tony or Alex had either a spreadsheet or it might have just been a Word template or something. But yeah, I definitely think we found those useful. So
Absolutely.
that'd be great. Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you. Then lastly, we have a budget report.
Yes, with the budget report, there is only one change for this cycle. If you look on the bottom line, there was a debit of $77.95 for Black History Month posters that were made. They were distributed throughout the community, as well as banners that were put on the MTD buses.
Great.
So, and there's a difference in the balanced budget of $322.05 because of that debit.
Okay, thank you. All right, are there any announcements? Does anyone have anything they'd like to share with the committee or the community before we adjourn?
Well, other than the first followers thing.
Yeah. That's in April, so we still have some time for that. So First Fathers has invited everyone to join them in their celebration on their 2nd anniversary on Friday, April 7th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Bethel AME Church, 401 East Park Street, Champaign. It's to celebrate their achievements for the past year, which includes there's a lot of bullet points here, but carrying out peer mentor led needs assessment and inserting voices of over 300 county residents concerning the challenges of reentry, delivering public presentations of our research findings to religious congregations, community audiences, and local government bodies, continue to provide support for our participants in job and housing search, acquiring IDs, and reconnecting with family throughout our drop-in center. They played a major role in the county's first ever expungement summit, which was an excellent event. Support 2 First Followers mentors in their academic program at the University of Illinois. So they're doing quite a bit within the community in their first year. So
That was April 7th.
yes.
Okay, that's a Friday. That'll be
That's Friday.
before our next meeting, so I'm glad we got it out there for the community and for the committee. Wonderful. We're all invited, correct?
Yes.
All right. Try to make it if we can. Anything else? Man,
Marion is.
Yes.
The spirit of Marion is in conference room, the executive conference room. So this meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for coming.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
Have a great night.